Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that. If you're returning, how you doing? Grab your coffee, right? Maybe some tea, definitely a snack. Let's get into it. So what we're going to be talking about today is preparing for gas shortages. And, we just experienced this with Hurricane Ian, all right? And, but the case doesn't have to be, nature related. It could be war. It could be cyber crimes. It could be natural disasters, or it could be decrease in production. Okay. And also what it could also be, okay, and I'm going to tell you this because I am one of our community members. She happens to own and operate her own truck stop out in California. When you are friends with somebody like that and they tell you what's what, and she says, well, this is what's going on, with price increases, she's going to tell me what's going on. And then I put it out there, obviously. You're going to want to stock up on your gas before the prices go up. Okay. So that's also a possibility. That's also another cause of gas shortages. When people find out, yada, yada, right on. So the possibility that a gas shortage may affect our lives is in the near future. Okay, so along with this potential problem, the prices at the pump, like I was just talking about, okay, is on everyone's minds. And so what can we do to ease this burden and prepare for shortages? You can use alternative means of transportation. Now, this might not be good for everyone, okay, because of location. Public transportation. If you live close to your work, walking, bicycle. If you are willing to downsize your vehicle to something that's more fuel efficient. All right. Like my son, he very rarely drives his car. He rides his motorcycle now. Because why? Fuel efficiency. So the next thing is carpooling to work, planned events, activities. Okay. This is something that my husband does. Him and a few other officers, they carpool to work. So, it takes planning, but arranging to ride with friends and family members or co-workers will reduce your fuel cost. And you'll also save on the wear and tear of your car, and if you also have parking expenses. The next thing is coordinating your errands in advance. Plan out your driving route so that you can group your errands together rather than making separate trips to the bank, the gym, the grocery store, the dry cleaners, going here, going there. That's what I try and do as well. The next thing is limit unnecessary trips. Have you ever been in this situation where you're like, I really need to go and do this? Do you really have to go to the store right now? Can you wait until tomorrow after work and you can go on your way home from work and go to the store right before you go home? You'll be in that area anyway, and you won't be wasting any more gas. Think of how much gas you'll save by doing things on your way home. You know what I mean? The next thing is, if you can at all possible, avoid rush hour traffic. I know this is hard for a lot of us, but sitting idle in traffic is one of the worst things for your gas tank. You waste a lot of gas, and you'll save fuel and reduce emissions by turning off your engine if you know you'll be stopped for more than 10 seconds. So the next one is remove unnecessary weight. It takes more fuel for heavy vehicle to accelerate. That's why smaller cars are more energy efficient. You can reduce the weight in your car by getting rid of any unnecessary cargo. For example, you could take off that empty roof rack when you're not traveling. The next thing is turn off the air when you can. Running your AC actually does impact your fuel economy. Using it only when necessary will save on gas. If your car has automatic climate control, setting the interior temperature will keep the system from activating as frequently. The next one is try gas with no ethanol. Although it does cost a little bit more, gas without ethanol burns less quickly than gas with ethanol. Now, you may end up increasing your miles per gallon as a result. You also might want to experiment with different gas brands and various octane levels to see what types of gas your car gets better mileage with. The next one is keep your gas tank at least half full. This is one of my pet peeves. Every time I get in the car, if it is below half and it's at a quarter, I start yelling. Because the lower it goes, the more it costs to fill up. Now, experts do say that you can extend the life of your car by keeping your tank at least a quarter full. I like to keep it half full, but whatever. The fuel acts as a coolant to help prevent your engine from overheating. Low fuel can also create condensation inside your gas tank's walls, possibly diluting the gas and causing rust. So, keeping your gas tank at least half full also helps you be ready when you need to hit the road in case of an emergency. Now, the next one is one of my favorites. It's to use cruise control. Taking it easy on the accelerator and limiting your top speed can help save on gas on the highway. Fuel economy can drop off significantly at speeds over 50 miles an hour. Using cruise control on a highway can help keep your speed more consistent. And this one is to keep an emergency supply of gas on hand. How many of you stockpile gas with using gas cans? Raise your hand. Okay. So, in addition to your vehicles, you probably use gas, right, to power other machines on your property, like weed whackers, edgers, your lawnmower, right? Generator, too. And the key when it comes to storing gas is paying attention to safety measures. Only use containers that are designed to hold gas, okay? Like your gas cans. So these containers actually have a seal or stamp of approval from the American Society for Testing and Materials, or ASTM, or the Underwriters Laboratory, or it'll say UL, all right? Fill the gas cans only 95% full, okay? Leaving just a gap of air at the top of the container will reduce the chance of leakage or spillage. Use first in, first out method for storing gas, all right? Gas has a shelf life of 6 to 12 months, but if you get the, gas stabilizer, you'll be good, okay? And it's like 2 years, I think it gives you with gas, I believe. Yeah. Now, fill the gas container on the ground. Don't hold it. Don't put it in your trunk and fill it. Please, God, don't do that. All right. Take the container out of your car, out of your trunk, out of the truck of your bed, of the bed of your truck, and then and then fill it. Oh, it's terrible. So, because I mean, this could actually spark a fire, okay? The next is secure the containers, the gas containers in your car for the ride home, okay? Store your gas away from your house. It is flammable, can emit toxic fumes. I myself keep my gas in my garage, but I also have airflow, constant airflow in my garage, okay? So, but make sure you also keep it away from direct sunlight, from portable heaters, hot water heaters, and stuff like that. Okay, make sure you have constant airflow, which I do out in my garage, all right? The next thing is to consider a gas tank for your property. If you have multiple cars and space to store more than just a few gallons, you might want to consider installing an above ground or an underground gas storage tank. However, please keep in mind that each state has its own fire codes and regulations regarding gas home storage. Okay, so typically state regulations restrict the amount of gas a homeowner can store to 25 gallons or less. Gas can be stored in an approved tank or a container. So, you know, we are all experiencing a bit of shock every time we purchase gas these days. So my final tip is to get either like the AAA app or an app like Gas Buddy, okay? And it'll show you where the best gas prices are in your area. And you can also, to keep up with the up-to-date gas prices around like the US, if you have to do some traveling, you can also visit the EPA site, okay? All right, guys, I'm out of here. I love you. I'll see you in the next one. You stay safe, you stay positive, you keep prepping, and as always, fearless. Ciao.